grab my notes. Okay, so hi and welcome. My name is Larissa Graham, and if you guys don't know where you are, you're at a science seminar about oil on our beaches. It's a really great seminar we have set up today. So first, I guess I just want to introduce our planning committee. So like I said, I'm Larissa Graham with Mississippi Alabama Sea Grant. We also have Monica Wilson from Florida Sea Grant, and then Jacqueline Rose, who is the Regional Coastal Training Program Coordinator for the Gulf of Mexico National Estuarine Research Reserve. So Jacqueline's back there. Raise your hand, Jacqueline. And Mike Shelton, who is the Coastal Training Program Coordinator for Weeks Bay Reserve. So if you guys have any questions, those of you that are in person, if you have any questions today, feel free to come and talk to any of us. So we are doing a webinar today, so that's why you guys can't see, but I'm actually talking into this giant phone here. So for those of you that are on the line, if you have any questions, you can chat either Steve Sempier or Monica Wilson using the chat box, and they'll be able to answer your questions. We're not going to take any questions through the conference call line, but if for some reason you can't hear, just feel free to chat to them, and we'll try to get everything straightened out on our end. Okay, so for those of you who are here in person, just a few housekeeping things. First of all, the parking's a little tricky. So did everybody put their parking pass in their car? Yes? Okay. If you didn't, there's extra parking passes back there, and if you have a question about where you might be parked, you can talk to anyone on the planning team, and we'll get you to the right parking lot. But you guys should be fine if you have that parking pass in your car and you're parked in that lot right outside here that says 2-hour parking. The other thing is please turn off or at least silence your cell phones if you haven't. And then lastly, if you haven't found our little break room, it's right next door. And then if you follow around the corner, you'll see the restrooms. And if there's only one women's and one men's bathroom over there, so if you need to use the restroom and it's full, you can also go right next door to Voices of Pensacola, and there's bathrooms over there. Okay, so let's just go over our agenda for today. Okay, so we have a really great lineup today. We're going to start the morning off. We have 3 great speakers. I'm not going to get into too much about what they're going to talk about until I introduce them. But this morning we're going to be talking about where the oil is and how it moves around. And then we're going to do a little question and answer period, a little input discussion period. We're going to have our speakers come up. So we'll hold questions until that time, but we have a good block of time set aside. So jot down your questions if you have any. Then we're going to have lunch. We have lasagna for lunch. I'm really excited. And then in the afternoon, we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about how long the oil will stick around. So 3 more wonderful speakers. So we're really excited about today. So before we get started, I just want to do a quick introduction to kind of tell you guys why we're all here, why we're sharing this information today. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Sea Grant programs of the Gulf of Mexico, a new oil spill science program, outreach program that we started about just about a year ago. So how many people are familiar with Sea Grant? Okay, good, good, good. Okay, so if you didn't know, there's 4 Sea Grant programs around the Gulf of Mexico. We have one in Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and then in Mississippi and Alabama, our program is actually a joint program. And so the mission of Sea Grant is to enhance the practical use and conservation of coastal marine resources. And so we have different areas that we focus on, which are listed up on this slide. And we fund research, but then we also have extension agents that are embedded in these communities and can take that science and share it with people that can use it. So for example, we do a lot with the fishing industry, taking science that might be in scientific publications that people might not see, translating that information and sharing it with them to answer the questions that they have. So how many people are familiar with GOMRI? Anyone? Okay, a few less hands. So the Gulf of Mexico Research Initiative, GOMRI, or some people call it GOMRI. So the Gulf of Mexico Research Initiative was started in 2010 after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill with the goal to improve our ability to understand, respond to, and mitigate the impacts of oil spills. So this initiative has a 20-member independent research board, and it's administered and managed through the Gulf of Mexico Alliance. And so this is a 10-year investment. Again, it was started back in 2010, and it's a $500 million investment. So to date, there's been about $330 million that have been given to different researchers to do different research projects. And a lot of outputs have started coming out of this initiative. So there's over 560 publications that have come out of these funded projects, and 600 data sets that are publicly available. So I'm going to show you guys the databases that hold those in a second. So, before we go on, these are the 5 theme areas of GOMRI, and so I just want you to take a peek at these because in a minute we're going to do a little survey with clickers. And so GOMRI focuses on the physical distribution and dilution of oil and dispersants, chemical and biological degradation, so how the oil and dispersants interact with one another and the ecosystems, the environmental impacts of oil and dispersants, new developments in technology, and then also the impact to public health. So those are those 5 theme areas that GOMRI focuses on. So because GOMRI has all this information coming out of these research projects, and Sea Grant is already embedded into these different audiences, into these communities that can use this information, we teamed up to start this outreach program. So this is our team, and so we have Chris Hale, who's over in Corpus Christi, Texas, and Chris is focused on the environmental impacts of the oil spill. Emily Mong-Douglas, who's over in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with Louisiana Sea Grant. She's focused on the chemical interactions of oil and dispersants. I'm located in Mobile, Alabama, covering Mississippi and Alabama. I'm focused on public health impacts. And then Monica, who's over in St. Petersburg, Florida, is focused on physical oceanography. And then Steve Sempier is our coordinator who holds us all together, keeps us on track. So this is our team. So if you've been to another seminar, you might be on our email list. If you're not, you will be after today. So this is our team that's doing this outreach. And so what are we doing? So we share peer-reviewed published science. So again, that published information that these audiences might not see otherwise. So we do this in 2 ways. We have these science outreach publications that we're working on some right now related to fisheries and dispersants, which will be out soon. And then also science seminars like what you guys are at today. So for both of these, we share that science. And at these science seminars, we're having experts come in and actually present the information so you guys can ask them questions. And all the topics that we focus on, we're having this workshop today because this was a need that we heard when we went around and met with a lot of our audiences. So that's how we figured out what different topics we would focus these publications and seminars on. And then we're also doing input sessions. So later today, we'll, during that Q&A, if you guys have questions that we can't answer, we're going to write them down, and then we'll see in the future, maybe we can incorporate those into a publication or another science seminar. So we also have a website, which I'll send out the link to you guys when we follow up after this seminar. But we have our upcoming seminars there. We put the recordings of our past seminars. We're going to put our publications up there. And then we also have that email list where we'll be sending out new updates to you guys. Okay, and then I mentioned there were all those publications, so over 560 publications that have come out to date from GOMRI-funded research. Those are housed on this database. So I'll send out this link too. But if you just do a search, so for example, I just did a search, you can see, for beach. And 25 publications came up just when I did that simple search. So if you guys search for keywords, this is just publications. You can also use this database to search for projects that are ongoing, so to kind of keep tabs on what's coming out. And you can also rely on us, our team, if you need information as well. So if you guys had questions, you can email us and we could use this database. And then I also mentioned those more than 600 publicly available data sets. So those are housed in this database that GOMRI also runs. This is called GridSea. And so again, I did a search for beach, and 15 data sets came up, and it's a little hard to see, but there's even 7 more that are expected soon. Probably some of our researchers might have data sets in here. And then what you do is when you click on one of the data sets, it'll come up with more information. So you can see under that map, it tells you details, it tells you about the metadata, the publications that are associated with it. And then if you click that little box up on the top right, you can actually download the data. So you do have to log in. I just logged in with my Google ID, but it'll download, you can download data sets. So if you guys are interested in that, I just wanted to share it. Okay, so Jacqueline and Mike, will you pass out the clickers? Okay, so now we're going to do a little clicker activity. Don't get nervous, it's only 5 questions, it's all opinion-based, but we want to see who's in the room and get to know everyone a little bit better. So for those of you who are on the phone, Monica is going to share a SurveyMonkey link in the chat box. So you guys are going to use SurveyMonkey to do this part of the exercise. Everybody else is going to use your clickers. So we'll give a few minutes for everyone to pull up that SurveyMonkey link and for our clickers to get passed out. How many people have used a clicker before? Okay, okay, a few of you. You guys are the pros. You can help the people around you. What's not coming up? Oh, it won't, yeah, but we'll announce, we'll say them, yeah. Okay, so everybody has a clicker? Okay, so for those in the room, you have your clicker. So we're going to do a practice question so you can make sure you're using your clicker right. But you have that green blinking light. When you press your button, whatever answer you have, you want to make, that light should blink. If it blinks red, let us know. We'll give you a new clicker. Okay, so we're going to do a practice question. Okay, what do you like most about going to the beach? Do you like playing in the Gulf? Do you like playing in the sand, laying on the beach, listening to the waves, or I don't like the beach? Okay, we need a replacement clicker, please. Okay, so those online should just answer questions. And has everybody clicked? No. It's not coming in up. We'll have to see how this. Okay, and those that are online, you can just click your answer through SurveyMonkey. What happens if you click it more? Oh, well, it will take your last answer. Okay, so let's move forward here. Let's see. Yeah, we have to see because it's not coming up. It's not saying how many people, so we'll see what. Okay, good. Phew. You always get a little nervous with these clickers. Okay, so for those that are on the phone, the #1 answer was 49% was playing in the Gulf. Steve, how about for SurveyMonkey? What was our? Laying on the beach and listening. Oh, laying on the beach and listening. So we have 2 different audiences today. You guys like to swim, they like to relax. Listening to waves, they come in second. I know, 10% of people said they don't even like the beach. Maybe that's because they do too much sampling there. Okay, so our next question, okay, so now we're into serious stuff. So how would you best categorize yourself? So you see the different answers. So those that are on the phone, just go to the next page and you should see the question that says, how would you best categorize yourself? For natural resource managers, sometimes we get questions. So if you are a state, federal, or local agency person, we kind of lump you in this natural resource manager audience. Okay, has everybody clicked? Okay, last call. Okay. Okay, C, so natural resource manager, that's 37%, and researchers, we have 19%, and then I guess in 3rd place, emergency responders and extension and outreach folks. How about online or on the phone? Natural resource managers, researchers, outreach, and interested. Okay, so we're similar, but we have more interested citizens on the phone. Okay, so next one. Okay, so you guys remember that slide where I talked about GOMRI's 5 theme areas. So which of these are you most interested in? So again, these are the physical, chemical, environmental impacts, developments in technology, and then impacts on public health. Now, you pick your first choice. The next slide, you're going to get to pick your second choice. So if there's two that are kind of tied, you'll have another chance. Okay, everybody click through. People on the phone? Okay, we're moving forward. Environmental impacts for us has 73%. How about on the phone, Steve? 75%, so we're very close on that one. Okay, so now you get to do your second choice. So if you had to pick a second choice, you can't pick the same one. I mean, you can because I won't know, but don't. Okay, so you have the same choices. Everybody click, okay? Let's do it. Okay, 31% for B and 26% for E. So those are our second choices. How about on the phone, Steve?
Time with public health and physical distancing.
Okay, a little different. Yeah, Monica just shared. She's excited because that's her theme area. Okay, another easy one. So what states do you guys do most of your work in? So we have the 5 Gulf Coast states, then 2 or more, and then outside the Gulf of Mexico. Everybody voted? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So actually, that's funny. We have no one from Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi. Alabama, Florida, and regional is the highest one for us, with Florida coming in at 48%. How about you, Steve?
Louisiana and Florida.
Okay, Louisiana and Florida. Good, we got some of those Louisiana folks on the phone. That's good. Okay, and then this is the last one, in case you guys are getting sick of the clickers. So how often did you look for information about oil spill science, so this is science, over the last 12 months? I don't know. If you guys put E, I won't know it's you, so that's okay. Okay, did everybody vote? Okay. Okay, so monthly and less than monthly look like they came in with about 33 and 35% of votes. How about for you, Steve?
Less than monthly and then daily.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's have everybody pass their clickers to the center, and Jacqueline and Mike are going to collect those. Those clickers, we can't lose those. And get the presentation up.